What up guys, welcome to ZME, Design Made Easy. Hopefully you guys saw the last video that we did with Not Enough Nelsons and kind of going into our names before adoption. And so if some of you didn't hear, my name in Russian is Zovkin Vladimir Volba Alexandrovich. So for today's adventure, we are currently driving to Zion Helicopters. They do tours out there on helicopters and Jeep tours, which I've heard a lot of reviews. It's got like 5 stars. A lot of people love it, says it's so beautiful, so much fun. So we're gonna go out there and see for ourselves. On top of that, our brother Trey, unfortunately, if you guys saw the last video, could not make it to this event. So I've got a different special surprise for you, a special guest that I'm super stoked to, get into. Alright guys, we are here at Zion Helicopters. This is where we'll be doing our Jeep tour. So we got to go through the doors, fill out some paperwork, sign a waiver, and on top of that, our special guest is arriving any second now. So let's get in there, fill it out, and wait for him. Let's go. So why are we going on a Jeep tour? One, who doesn't love Jeep tours to go up and down and get slammed into bushes? 2, we have good friends who allow us to go out to the Jeep tours. And 3, in my journey in life, I've been going up and down, being adopted, going through parents, finally getting adopted again, and just a bunch of things. I've learned with ups and downs, it means you're living. So what better way to talk about that than to actually go into a Jeep where we're going up and down, and it makes more sense. What is up? Holy cow. Guys, this is our special guest. Clint. Woo! This is my uncle. My favorite. No, I'm just kidding. And the reason why I brought him today is because Clint has had a huge influence on when I got adopted. And has been there for me since basically my adoption. So I thought it'd be spectacular to bring him along this journey and kind of also pick his brain a little bit. Ask him questions like, what was his first reaction when I first got adopted? What did he think about adoptions? And on top of that, let's get to know Clint a little bit too. All right guys, we just filled out the waivers. We're getting ready to go on the Jeep tour. Introducing our Jeep tour guide, Derringer. Sweet. Derringer, how long have you been doing Riverside, or how long have you been doing Jeep tours?
I've been doing the Jeep tours for about 5 months now, but I've been off-roading for all my life. So.
Your whole life you've been off-roading. With that being said, what challenges could we face while being on this Jeep tour today?
Probably the biggest one, going up this little trail up the side of the cliff. There's a cliff side right on the side, but we should be safe enough. We'll be around on the good side of the road.
Okay, so those are our challenges today, and we're gonna see how we overcome them. Let's cross our fingers that we don't go down a 100-foot cliff, 300-foot cliff. We're gonna put all of our trust into Derringer, so wish us luck. All right, guys, let's load in and let's get to ripping.
So we're about to go up 2 uphills. The first one, it's no problem. The second one, it's a little bit more steep, a little more bumpy, so there's no stopping. So I'll just keep on going.
Trust me, I'm ready to go slide. Woo! Holy cow. So we're on a Jeep tour, and Clint, I don't know how he does it, but this man is in shorts and a t-shirt. How are you feeling?
I feel good. I mean, it's Salt Lake snow. This is how it is down in St. Jude.
Where we live, a lot of open land is available. It's not trespassing, it's just public land. So another great reason to go out on a Jeep tour or to go on an adventure.
So this is one of the last few trees up here that are actually still alive. So about 10 years ago, a big fire came through here and burnt up about 30,000 acres. So this is one of the last green ones. The rest of the ones that we see from this point on are all going to be burnt up or dried up.
I did my own. I'm doing my own. I lost 28 pounds in the last 100 days. I've been eating carnivore, all meat. You ever done that?
Boom.
So remember, we're gonna head up this hill and we're gonna get to those big rocks, and that's where we're gonna start running the bike.
This could be the hot ghost pepper, and it might not. I can't tell which bag I got.
So Clint brought us some goodies, some homemade jerky,
Yeah.
and every single person in this vehicle is gonna try one of these.
One of them could be super hot.
Clint always says they're not hot, but the last time I had one of these, my whole mouth went numb. Let's give it a rip.
Okay, good.
Cheers.
It's actually pretty good.
That's really good.
It's not horrible.
That's really good.
It's gonna kick in some heat. You know how ghost pepper works. It takes it down.
I hope this is ghost pepper. So good.
Not too bad.
Update. It's not hot.
Not
It is
hot.
so good.
Not bad.
Delicious. So Clint, how was the pepper review challenge?
I got a runny nose. It was hot, man. It was hot, right?
How was it, Trenton?
It was
Sorry, cameraman.
okay.
It was okay?
He can handle it.
And for the driver, how was it?
Yeah, it was pretty decent. I liked it.
Pretty decent.
More.
Thanks. I'm glad you like. I have one left for you. You get the win.
You get the
You guys
win.
can Split it. There it
I've
is.
learned from my mistakes. I've had a jalapeno popper from Clint, myself, and my mouth went numb. My brain, face, everything turned red. I started sweating. I started crying. Could not talk. So I'm being cautious.
These telephone poles are actually a little bit interesting. So these telephone poles, they don't actually go to any housing or the city or town or anything. But they do start at a little power plant just behind us off the cliff face there. But they go straight towards this flat top mesa directly in front of us. They go right up the side, almost 90 degrees at the top. But there's actually an old military base up there that
Wow.
they go to.
Area 51.
There's speculations about that. But in the 50s and 60s, they used to test ejector seats off the top of there. So like seats for planes and jets and stuff.
Yep. Another name for those mesas is called the monkey mesa.
Yep.
This is what they flew off of those things were monkeys.
Yep. That's
Holy
exactly
cow.
what I was about to say.
Sorry, I
dude.
stole your thunder.
Oh, you're good.
You got a spicy one?
Yeah.
Oh! I'm good. Yeah.
That one was hot.
Holy cow. These are habanero jerky, right?
Yeah, this is
habanero
how.
jerky.
Yeah, this is ghost pepper. One of them.
Ghost
See all the
pepper.
stuff on that? That's how I knew I was in trouble. Do you see that cow trying to kick his brother?
Ooh.
That cow's gonna kick his brother. Look, they're fighting.
Oh, damn. Should I go get out and follow them?
Right, quick tip one.
Yeah, it's cow tipping. Move out the way! So many of you guys don't know this, but Clint was actually Clint was the very first person to ever get me on an ATV, UTV, and on top of that, he gave me a dirt bike when I was,
That's right. That
You
white
remember that?
and purple end of
Mhm.
it. Yep, I did.
and then my dad sold it.
Yeah, they were not happy that I gave you that.
No, but I loved it. Funny story. One day I was trying to be really cool. The bus is coming here. The bus pulls up. It's a bus stop. I'm like, you know what? I'm on a dirt bike. They're on the bus, lol. So I go up this curb, but I didn't give it enough gas, and I literally just fell over in front of everybody.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, dude, how many UTV, ATV rides? Like, you would take me out all the
Yeah.
time, and you used to have a sweet Hummer too
I
that you had
did.
pimped out.
Yeah, it was had like a 12-inch lift on that thing with 40-inch tires. It was hard to get in that Hummer.
Oh. So when I first got adopted, what was life like for you and Holly? I don't know if we talked a little bit about that. Like for like any of the newer generation of kids, like how old were you guys when I got adopted?
There was times, I think I was in my late 20s, early 30s. And we used to, watch you guys when your mom and dad would head out. And I don't know if you remember this, but we'd play a lot of hide and seek. That's where I got into, your house was pretty big. It was fun to play hide and seek. But that was probably some of the funnest things I ever seen, is where, I kind of loved scaring you guys in a fun way. I remember Journey didn't like that at all.
Journey didn't like being scared.
No, she was not into that game.
She just didn't understand how hide and seek worked
Yeah.
at the time, I don't think, you know? for many of you don't also know, when I was growing up, me and my parents always didn't see eye to eye. You know, being adopted is a beautiful thing. It's honestly one of the best things that that can happen. I can't speak for everyone, but you know, it's better to be adopted than not to be adopted. Because if you're not adopted, you're gonna wish you were adopted, and when you are adopted, you're gonna be picky and be like, I wish I wasn't adopted. I'm here to tell you, I'm adopted. I love it. It's amazing. But with that being said, me and my parents didn't always see eye to eye. So some things were hard, I think you can justify. So we had a lot of ups and downs, and at certain points in my life, Clint happened to be the backbone. I don't know if you want to say anything about that, but like, what was it? Because I used to live with Clint. What was, when you took me in, what was that like for you?
Oh boy, I got to know you as a, you know, becoming a man, and it was amazing. You know, I felt like we became closer as friends, and you know, we learned a lot about each other. And, you know, you never realize how much until you live with someone, you know, what they're like. So, you know, I got to learn a lot more about you. And, you know, like you said, your mom and dad, great people, but sometimes, you know, you can, especially at a certain age, when you're a teenager, you feel different ways, and you know, maybe that was something that was cool, but I think I got as much out of it as you did. It was fun.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
I had a blast. All right guys, we're part of this trail has a sweet hike that our tour told us about. So looking behind us, I'm assuming we're going up this way. Yep. But I think I just heard some rattling in those bushes, unless one of you threw a rock. No one threw a stick, no one threw a rock. Holy cow. So our tour guide points to us, yeah, there's a heart in this rock. So let's see if you guys can find it. Might take you a second. Where is this stupid heart? Where is it? I don't even see it.
But do you remember that? You were there, and I don't know if there was a translator or someone that knew a little bit of Russian. They were trying to tell you some things about, you know, who we were, who you were meeting. I just remember them trying to overwhelm you. It's almost like they were not yelling at you, but it seemed a little intense. I don't know. Do you recall that?
I remember there was a tutor there, because we had spoken with her a little bit after she attended one of the weddings. But I don't remember any words that she said. I do remember visually, I remember seeing everybody showing up. I remember I got this huge tiger from somebody.
Oh yeah.
I always thought it was you that gave it to me.
I just remember, it wasn't.
It wasn't?
It might have been
somebody else?
It was. Yeah,
That's
it was
okay.
a pretty chaotic day. I just remember Tiffany and Benji it was so cool to experience that. You know, they instantly, I could just tell, they just wanted to be there, and they were super happy to meet you and, you know, meet all of us. So I thought it was a pretty warm welcome. I didn't know how it was going to go.
I didn't even know what was going on.
It was awesome. That
is awesome. So Clint, I'm sure people kind of want to know a little bit about you as well, if you don't mind. But what was, so before I got adopted, before you met me, what was life like for you?
Well, I used to work, you know, for Tiffany. I'd help build some of her homes for her.
That's right.
And I was a real estate agent. I've been for about 20 years. So I remember working with Benji and Tiffany doing those kind of things. And that's why I also wondered, how are they going to have time to do this? Because they were so swamped all the time. And so I thought, how this is going to go. But honestly, I felt like you fit right in, basically. You just came around, every time I'd come up before I start building homes, you guys would all come up, say hi, and we'd eat some breakfast. I thought it was pretty cool how that went. But one thing I do remember is you had a big dog, a Mastiff. You remember?
Mima.
Yeah. And that dog greeted an NBA player at the door and had it like this, and slobber all over his glasses, holding the glasses. It never bit him, but that dog was intimidating.
An NBA player who's like dog. Tall.
And it used to kind of chase me around the car now and then. My dad shows up, you know, Tiffany's dad.
Papa.
And this dog goes to get him, and he goes, "Oh yeah!" And he just says, "Rawr!" Like kind of like when I scared you. Yeah. And that guy, he was chasing the dog around. He goes, "No dog," and it was so cool to see. My dad had no fear, so that's one thing I thought was really cool. My dad saving me even at an older age.
That's insane. That is so.
Remember that dog?
I do. Mima was insane.
Big Royal Mastiff or whatever they call it.
Yeah, big dog.
So from this little area, we can see the whole west side and Zion National Park from this point. It's a real beautiful area.
Pretty cool.
We get some of their surplus and then we gotta give it out as gifts.
That is sweet. This tastes like snot.
So, what did you do with these growing up?
So when I was a little kid, me and my siblings, we'd go to a tree, pick a whole bunch of these, fill up our pockets, and we go around and just have juniper wars and throw them at each other.
So we tried the juniper berry. This is the tree that we were telling you guys about. Might not be many of them left. Here's a juniper berry. Yep, let's try it.
Some fancy rub. Here, I'll do it.
Oh, here, watch. Show us some magic trick.
Tell me this magic. Well, that is impressive. Now I gotta eat it, right?
Yep. Tell me how it tastes.
Tastes a lot like
Pine sol almost?
Yeah, like pine sol. Yeah. I remember trying pine sol as a kid.
Clay.
After 20 years, see, look at that.
Yeah.
I still got a hot pepper in my throat. I'll be okay.
All right, guys, that was Zion Made Easy. Thanks for hanging out with us today. I hope you guys had so much fun, because I know I did. By the way, thank you. We're almost to 10K subscribers. Woo! And our last video got over 50K views. Holy cow, thank you guys so much. It has been so much fun. If you haven't yet, don't forget to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and turn on your notifications, because you don't want to miss out on what we've got planned. That's a wrap. Deuces.